Alright, so I have yet another Gundam to build. So today's one is one I don't know, I guess I've been putting it off. It's something I haven't really done. I do have that little one that I talked about in the previous video, which was the free test kit, basically the first dose of cocaine that they give you in order to get you hooked. But yeah, this is the RX-78-2, which is known in some circles by some people as the granddaddy. So he is the original Gundam from the original Mobile Suit Gundam series. This one here is in particular the 1 year war version, 0079, so the actual version of the Gundam from the original TV series as well. He's holding a pretty iconic action pose here. It looks way better in this image than it does in the animation. It looked terrible in the original animation, but they've improved it significantly since then, and it just looks kind of badass with the exploding Zaku in the background there. So I'll pop this open. So this is probably going to be a fairly straightforward kit for a master grade. I wonder what we've got the chain for. I guess we'll find out as we go along. So you've got your standard A runner here. Got all your normal bits and pieces, the shield and everything like that. So this kit is 2005. This one here. So 2005 was when this kit came out. Well, these runners were first printed. That's what the copyright on them is. So we do have. I don't think we've got any updated ones on here. These are all 2005 runners as well. So we've got some pretty old school runners in here, but there's some pretty solid colour separation. That first pack has the dry rubs. It looks like some water decals and approximately three stickers in there. Two for the one for the eyes, and then like the camera back and front on the head, which is pretty impressive. Granted, its colour scheme is fairly simple and quite standard in comparison to more modern kits, but it's still pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to putting this together and seeing what it ends up looking like. So we've got the RX-78-2 Gundam booklet here. It's pretty straightforward and simple. Looks like it's kind of like one of those full mechanics ones, so you can leave the armor off to show the underside of it, to have like a semi-deconstructed one or something like that. And that's what the chain is for. You've got a mace for some reason, but okay. So you've got the Gundam hammer, they call it. It's a very strange looking hammer, but okay. So I'm probably not going to use that particular prop because I'm not a fan of loose pieces on my Gundams. I like everything to fit in there nice and firmly, nice and tightly. But I'm looking forward to building this one, finally having a decent sized granddaddy on the shelf. And yeah, let's get started. Alright, so I have here today the RX-78-2 Gundam from the original Mobile Suit Gundam. This is in particular the 1 Year War Edition, and he is just totally badass. I love him. Look at it. Look at that. How cool does he look? He's just amazing. So, in case you can't tell, I'm moderately infatuated with him. I've got him in this kind of awesome action pose at the moment. So, he's amazingly articulate. Let's pull him up and take his shield off quickly. The little clip here hasn't come off, but that's okay. So we've got just the standard beam rifle, well, yeah, standard beam rifle underneath there. He's got his two beam sabers, and this is the back side of him. So he's pretty solid. Like I pointed out at in the first part of the video, the opening of it, you can take all the armor pieces off. I'm not going to because it's a pain in the ass getting them back on. But this leg piece in here is actually one solid piece. So give us a sec. I'll see if I can find it. See if I can take it apart actually. One sec. And due to the miracles of modern cinema, this is only actually a couple of minutes later. It was really easy to take this stuff off. It just kind of clips into these little segments down here, and a couple of bits on the side here as well. Just a couple of little holes right there by my thumb. So, super cool. This is an entirely one piece, and if you saw me on the time lapse, taking these apart took forever. They were super well secured, and they're mainly because there are so many little parts in it that move individually inside here. Like this part here and this part here, they're actually added on to this central skinny part down the middle here. So it heaps of little fiddly little parts that you need to kind of loosen up and break apart, and it's a pain in the backside, but it gives a really, really cool afterlook. So get him in that action pose again where he's walking forward, back into that, and he's looking awesome, looking like he's approaching you and about to lay the beat down on some Xeon bad guys. Let's get him standing. There we go. So his articulation, as you can tell, up in the shoulder here is really, really good. There's a couple of moving parts inside here which allows him to move way more in the shoulder than most other kits that I've played with. It's probably a fairly regular master grade thing, but this one seems pretty unique to him. He does also have in the leg, in the crotch area. I'm not going to bother with the marvels of modern cinema this time. I'm just going to continue talking. So if I could get this piece off, I'll show you what's going on inside the leg. Here we go. So it is all one joint, so it's the same on both sides, and it is connected, but you can, with a bit of panache, move it back. So you can actually change his range of movement entirely. Can I get him standing on one leg? Yeah, I can. There we go. He's really, really well balanced and sturdy figurine. I love him. I love him to pieces. I'm really glad I got him. I'm a bit disappointed in myself for having taken so long to actually get one. I'm sorry, guy. Amuro, stay standing. There we go. So I'm a bit disappointed in myself for taking so long to get him. Now, this doesn't look particularly master grade level, but you don't really see that particular side of things, do you? So there we go, standing on one leg. His shield is pretty cool. It's a pretty stock standard shield. It comes with the clip on the back in the 1, 2, 3 stages, so you can have it at different points on the arm, quite high up or low down. I quite like the look of it with it on the back, with it a bit lower down, so it kind of looks pretty badass. And he's just going full fight you with a sword mode, which is awesome. And it's just kind of, yeah, he's kind of badass. So I need to move it into the different range of motion for that previous pose. There we go. It's not quite the same. Oh, beam rifles come off. That's alright. The beam rifle's not important because he's going to cut you apart with his laser sword. So for 67 Australian dollars from Hobbyco in Sydney, he's worth every cent. This guy here, easily in the master grade ranking, I'd put St Andrew Stein is probably my previous highest master grade at an easy 9. He does have a couple of problems with weight and his weapons, but overall his appeal and his build, and he was heaps of fun to put together, puts him at a 9. But this guy here, easy 10, way above what I expect of a master grade, just for such a simple looking kit. The RX-78, there's not a huge amount they can do variety wise with them, but man have they blown this one out of the park. So I might have to get a couple of the others. The Gundam, the Origin one looks pretty cool, and I've read some good things about it, so I may need to look into that. So that will probably be my next RX-78. I have received in the mail an email saying that my Dynamis is finally on its way after going through 2 weeks of jammed at customs in Japan, so fingers crossed that'll show up this week and I can finally get that built. Otherwise I'll probably be picking a few more up this coming weekend, so I do plan on putting another video up by Sunday if I can, and I will see you all then.